Hello and welcome to another video from Alberta Bushcrafter. Now you guys have seen me fiddling with the FoodSaver and making big bags into small ones and so on. I'm going to show you guys how to do that today and show you some of the most interesting uses you can actually use them for. You don't just need them for sealing up pork chops and throwing them in the freezer. FoodSaver is actually a very useful part of your outdoor or homesteading or prepper gear. You can actually seal individual meals in it, and you'll find there's other things you can seal as well. You might have actually seen with my fire making kit videos, which I put together myself, that I've actually sealed. I've sealed everything from matches in little FoodSaver bags and well, tea lights, wet fire starts, actually not wet fire, but the what are they called, the little fuel tablets for the Esbit stove, and so on. So there's actually a lot of things you can use a FoodSaver for. The other thing is, if you seal stuff individually, it takes up less bulk in your pack, so if you can bear the weight, you can actually carry more. FoodSavers are also wonderful if you've got a disaster preparedness or kit or a bug out bag or something at home, because then again you can actually buy bulk foods and seal them into more manageable portions, and they're airtight. So if they're kept in a cold, dark place, many foods can keep, as long as there's no fat in them, many foods can keep indefinitely. So I'm going to show you actually how to use this, which is your FoodSaver, to make these all different sorts of small bags. And it was kind of a rudimentary skill, but a lot of people don't know it, and a lot of people don't know the uses for it. It's great for camping and everything else I mentioned as well. So let's get started. Alright, so here's how it works. What you want to start with, you want to start with a regular FoodSaver bag. Now this one's already been done, but you can fold it in thirds. Wow, like so. This wasn't quite in thirds, and you crease the ends. Make sure that the open end is to one side. And then you just stick it in your FoodSaver. And what I do is I'll go along, you see this little strip here? This is the sealing strip. So what you'll do, you'll actually put the crease on the lower side, so it's up above that strip. And again, this is outdoors, I don't have extra power or my camera would shut off. And you just lock it down. You hit the seal button, the red light will come on, and then the light will go off. You unlock it, but you don't open the lid. You just creep it down a little bit. I went about 1/8 of an inch there. Then without lifting the lid, you'll lock it down. You'll seal it again. And there's actually your first perforation you'll have done, and you'll cut between those. You can actually see I've already done a couple on this bag. So that's how you do it. Yeah, sorry, I don't have the power right now. Then all you do is take your pair of scissors, very carefully. That's where you want to pull it down a fair amount. As you can see, the other one's quite thin. You don't want to ever cut the sealing on the side, but there's a very small one, and I'll show you what you can do with those. This is a larger one. I use this size. I like to buy my nuts and trail mix and so on if I don't make it myself. Sometimes you can get a deal on it in bulk. So what I'll do, that is the same size and shape of the bags you get in the store. So this is a smaller bag. And you can do it whatever proportion you want. This is an 11-inch bag, and I've cut larger bags out of it. You can put a small chicken breast in there, but I will do homemade dehydrated meals. And that thing is smaller from there, as you can see. This one's a bit of an anomaly. It's shorter. I'm not sure what I'd use that for, but well, powdered milk comes to mind. So having seen how to make the bags, I'll show you a couple of uses for them coming up. Alright, so with the smaller FoodSaver bags, let me give you an idea of some of the things. Oh, there goes that surprise. Let's start with the obvious. Some of the things you can do. That's trail mix. As I said, I buy it in bulk. Sometimes I get it given to me in a big bag, and I can't eat all that before that actually spoils. So here's a hefty portion. This is actually a little less of trail mix. And of course, what is trail mix without beef jerky, preferably homemade? This is actually a original beef jerky, and this is Cajun pork. You'll see in other videos I've got a dehydrator, and I have way too much fun with it. So there's those front and center there for you. There's one thing. Now another thing you can do, which you'll see in another video, there's oatmeal. This is actually a cranberry apple walnut. I got off the idea off Quaker, who's got these little single serve oatmeals. Again, you'll see that in another video. This is my own recipe for it, and I'll tell you, it's just as good. And instead of being $1.77 Canadian, it's more like 60 cents. It's a third of the price. This is my own, since I didn't have any dried peaches. This is actually apricots and cream. As you can see, I've got them rather crudely labeled with a Sharpie. Now, this is an interesting one. Did you know that you could dry hash browns in a dehydrator? Now, the cool thing is they're already pre-cooked. So, well, mostly pre-cooked. So what you do is you actually thaw them out. You put them on the trays, you thaw them out before you put them in the dehydrator, or it could break it, as that happened to me. And then you just let them go until they're crisp as a potato chip. They weigh next to nothing. And that's actually a decent servings of hash browns to go with your, well, I don't know, bacon and dehydrated bacon and eggs in the morning. There's some other choices. We're not done. Well, we'll do this one next. Got the mountain chili and the spicy sausage pasta. That's enough. It says there's 4 servings in the bag. Well, it actually says it serves 2, but I camp solo. A lot. And that's not because people can't stand my company. So I've actually put these down into individual portions. I'll write directions on them because I just did these. Here's the mountain chili. You can imagine they can pack up into about a shoebox. You can have food for a good few days. Plus your variety's better. You don't have one of these that are sitting open and sealed that might just open up and go all over your pack. The real fun one is next. This is a one-pot meal I've made myself. You'll actually soak this 10 minutes to rehydrate everything, and then you boil for about 15. This is a container of Uncle Ben's, I think it's almost like Lipton rice and sauce. But it's an Uncle Ben's meal. It's not the wet stuff that you microwave, it's the dry stuff. And I just added some dried kimchi from my dehydrator and some dried chicken. And this is 1 serving. I basically cut that one in half too and added what I needed. This is delicious. This actually can beat the other stuff hands down. The freeze-dried stuff doesn't have a hope in heck of getting as good as this. And I know because might be a couple of you that might be getting some of these in the mail to try out. Just a hint. Now I'm going to show you one last thing. It's going to involve a little bit of detail. Another thing you want to do with these bags. This is my outdoors first aid kit. It's a Condor rip-away medic kit. The other half of it's attached to my pack, of course. One of the things I've done, there's a lot of stuff in here, but it's right here. All kinds of fun. You can actually individually seal. That's a hydration tablet. These are for, these are naproxen. They're for back pain, which I do get. And there's all sorts of stuff. You know, actually got some antacids in here to counter the freeze-dried food. Now you can have Tylenol. There's some vitamins. But as you can see, these are all individually wrapped. There's like a little more than a daily dose there, but it's very handy. There's some, that's my favorite painkiller because it's also an anti-inflammatory. This is ibuprofen. So as you can see, FoodSavers aren't just for food. These will keep for a very, very long time. You don't have a bottle jiggling around in your pack. And you can carry a lot of stuff. There's vitamins, there's rehydration tablets, there's Imodium. Sometimes on longer trips there's antibiotics. So there's that. Incidentally, I do love the Condor outdoors kits like this. This actually attaches to a panel on my pack. You see this little handle here. It's velcroed on the back, and you just tear it off when you need it. No fumbling around for your first aid kit. So we'll leave that. Oh, one of the nice things I do like are, I love morale patches, and that's absolutely true. I do have an allergy to stupid people. So that's been a fairly simple video. I don't know whether to put it in, you know, gear craft or camp cooking, or if I ever start a prepping section or anything like that. It's just a handy skill to have, is how to make small bags with your FoodSaver. Again, pretty simple skill to have. Pretty simple skill that almost anyone could use for whatever purpose. I thought it was kind of cool, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. So, thanks for watching another Alberta Bushcrafter video. My name's Dean. Take care, and good day.